Hey guys, this is Jono from Stories and Stogies, as you know since you downloaded this episode. This current episode is called Googly Eyes, and it was from an old podcast that you guys will hear. It was Cable Connection that Paul and Webb and I did. Webb was out for this day, and my wife Frances joined us, and we just kind of rambled about Toy Story and how kind of messed up it could be. So we thought it would be a fun movie related episode to toss in for you guys. It's one of our favorites. You'll notice us talk about copperlineapparel.com. That no longer exists. We're getting put up on Amazon. It's in the works. And kind of any news or stuff that you hear, remember this is an old podcast, so it might not be relevant, but we really hope you enjoy. And I used to bleep out curse words, and it was a lot of work, but I kind of liked it. But on this new podcast, we just kind of let it go. Hopefully you kind of think the bleeps are funny, but enjoy the podcast. And again, this is an old one, so not everything's relevant, but we think it's pretty good, and we hope you enjoy. Bye.
So a sex doll isn't a child's toy. So there's
That's
Cooter Van Schmitten. Oh boy.
Yeah, sexy.
So,
Wait, what?
what?
Is that where we're going?
No, you're talking about like him pooping. What the fuck?
You can just back off the mic. You don't have to...
I need to move it.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Cable Connection. We're a bunch of people that do cable stuff and own a company called copperlineapparel.com.
Copperline Apparel.
Copperline Apparel. We got business cards.
It's called Copperline Apparel, not copperlineapparel.com. It's where you find said
Copperline Apparel,
company.
DOTCOM.com.
DOTCOM.com.
.com.
The website.
You're really-
.com.
It's the website of the company you own.
Like the two people that are going to buy from us are like, I don't fucking see it. .com doesn't exist. Fuck them.
I'm so confused.
Sorry, one guy from North Carolina.
You never answered our note.
Oh.
Yeah, I never got an email back.
Because he's probably
kinda
like, I
stalked
fucking
him.
hate this shirt.
Yeah.
No, stop.
No,
What?
shit, probably.
No, it's not.
I
He's
hate
probably
these
just such an
guys.
introvert that he's like,
That's
oh my God, I got a
true.
letter from somebody. This is freaking
Honestly,
me out right now.
I'd probably feel, I don't know how I would reply to that either.
I got a little creepy.
I'd love it.
I mean, I'd appreciate it. I just don't know like how I would
I'd be like,
respond.
ooh, pen pals.
Like, I just don't know if I would like what like. I mean, you kind of encouraged him, like, hey, write us back or email us or something. But
Yeah, so
I
like
don't know.
we sent him a lovely note signed by us with some stickers that we're working on making something available. And
Signed,
then
Love Jono.
and then
signed.
XO.
Yeah.
XO. Big heart.
big heart. And then I also emailed him.
There may or may not have been a pair of Jono's underwear.
Yeah. And I called him. And I drove down to the general area and looked for him.
Just looked
P.S.
for the shirt.
I have enclosed.
Looked for his shirt.
I have
Like,
enclosed a scratch and sniff sticker of my musk.
That's why I was smelling myself. So, of all the things that I could change about myself, one thing I worried about was the heavy metals in antiperspirant. So I started wearing deodorant instead of antiperspirant. And like, I feel like I stink halfway through the day. But Frank smells me and she's like,
Oh my God. Okay.
That was quite the
Yeah.
reaction. Do I need to leave?
it was on one of our old podcasts. You said, you were like, you smell good. On one of our old podcasts. But I don't know. I always feel like I
Think
stink.
about that however you like.
But she's like,
I don't want to.
like,
It's in my head.
musk.
It's in my head. Get it out. Get it out.
But yeah. So sorry, guy that bought stuff from us.
That's cool.
Sorry we creeped you out.
That's cool.
It's only because we care.
But we do want feedback, though. I mean, that was
Yes.
part of the effort. Was that we had it was just funny timing because we were talking about the Copperline brand, and during the conversation, an order came in, so we were just kind of like, "Hey, funny coincidence."
Super cool.
So we just thought it'd be nice to reach out to somebody just to get a little feedback, and we encourage that from everybody. Let us know what you think about the clothing line, what you think about the website, about the podcast, so we can try to make ourselves better and not cry to sleep at night, wondering why nobody likes us.
But all the scam people that keep emailing us,
Yeah, well, they
We're
want to make our
not-
website better.
Yeah,
They found a glitch in the system.
yeah, we're not going to hire you.
Oh god, it's bad. And that's just what you see on the emails though, because like on LinkedIn, like they hit me up constantly.
Wow.
I mean, I get a lot of stuff in general, just business wise. So I get people like hit me up all the time for this and this and this. I'm just like, this has nothing to do with anything that I do, or nothing relevant to our business. And every once in a while, I'll say that, just like, hey, we already have people that do that, or it's not relevant, because they do it for both Copperline and then for what my actual real job.
The
Good
one that
save there.
pays. And TikTok,
But
please, like, we constantly get
Should
like,
I go shut them up?
no.
No? You can't
will.
hear
you
the
actually be surprised.
child screaming in the background and the dog whining?
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, we
not
won't.
as much comes through here as you
Yeah.
would think, because
Wow.
we've had that happen a few times where like there's stuff
That's
going
what
on.
she tells me every
and
night.
oh,
Is that what I tell you, or is that
She's
what you
like,
tell me?
hold, hold.
Not as much comes through.
Oh.
Okay.
God damn you.
This is just awkward now.
This is just a little weird. It's getting a little. So, if anyone didn't notice, so typically it's Jono and I on the podcast. We have Franny here again with us. She was on a few episodes ago, and you can usually hear her yelling at us in the background, or mostly Jono.
Yeah,
but-
more like trying to kill him.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Webb is at his son's birthday.
yeah. Because
His son's more important than our podcast
Oh,
with
I mean-
like 12 viewers.
I mean, he is. I
Listeners?
don't blame him.
well, I mean, it's not like it's an important birthday.
Yeah, it's like 22 or
23,
23.
24.
Yeah, he is.
I mean,
Sorry.
Oh well. I mean, this isn't like I'm not gonna miss my 8-year-old's birthday. Like, yeah, by all means. But it's like, I mean, cool. What are you doing? I mean, they're not like partying together. So, although they might, you never know.
might be.
Webby might. I do feel like there's a side to Webb that we don't really know or understand. Because you think about it, there's this, even for Chad. Like, Chad's known Webby the longest out of all of us, but there's still like, for Webby's adult life, like a 30+ year window in which, I mean, well, even like almost a 30-year window of his adult life that like nobody really knows him.
Yeah. Like all we know is he was a DJ and he worked with the Goo Goo Dolls.
And he like did some stuff in cable like before Comcast.
Allegedly.
We have no idea what he ever did. Like, he could just be like the international man of mystery.
Yeah.
Or he was just like a 7-Eleven clerk in Buffalo for 20 years.
True.
We'll never really know. We'll never know.
Someday
They'll
we'll
never
get
know.
the Super Bowl.
Is that all he did? He just stalked Thurman Thomas for like a decade. Why? It's okay, Webby. We won't call the cops on you.
But the guy that ordered our shirt might.
Yes.
So I don't remember what we were talking about. My crazy idea.
Okay.
So everyone knows the story of how I got my first Jeep. Got a buddy, worked at what's it called? Dave Smith Auto or whatever up in Kellogg, Idaho.
It's about the whitest like car dealership you could go to.
Dave Smith and his like wife Brittany, Jessica.
I was gonna name it John Smith, which is my first name, but I figured I'd go by David.
Dave.
So,
It's
you
a little
know,
more
we'll-
cultural.
You know, yeah, we'll expand ourselves a little bit. You know, get a little rough around the edges.
South Irish, not mainland Ireland. The Republic of
We're
Ireland.
going lesser biblical here with it. So.
King James.
Anyways, Dave Smith or David, whatever it is.
What? Who were we?
So you bought a Jeep.
Frank and I were talking to someone, and they were like, "Oh," and Frank met. Oh, we were at Lido's, and one of the lady that works there. Oh my god, I can't think of her name right now. The manager. Oh my god, I'm blanking.
I'm horrible with.
Oh my
No, what
God.
if she listens to this?
She knows how bad I am with names, but she was
Okay.
talking about how her daughter. Frank was talking about herself and she was like, "Oh, my daughter's just like her," and I was like, "Hispanic."
Talking about how I'm a vet tech, but that had nothing to do with it.
So anywho,
Way to make it right all about race, Jono.
okay, TikTok is
Oh,
one
Jesus.
making it about race. I get emails like every day. It's like gay black men like videos around you, and
What?
yeah. What did you click when you set up
I
that
didn't
account?
What
click
are
on
you
anything.
doing
I don't
to
see
get
those. Are
those?
you sure that that's ours and you're not looking?
I don't
at-
have a TikTok.
Are you sure?
Did
you're
you
reading
make
the
me
right thing? I've never.
So
I
what are you
mean,
looking at on
Maybe it's my
Facebook for it
Pornhub
to?
account.
So,
Maybe
yeah, exactly.
It must be. It's not like that's.
Well, anywho, not that there's anything wrong with that.
Honestly, I've never. I honestly, I don't pay attention to it because it's.
Sometimes I read them because they suggest stuff.
I don't
They're
know.
like,
It's just TikTok. I mean, honestly, if you don't, it. I don't know. I think it's what. I mean, like anything, TikTok's going to push out like what it wants to, and it only starts tailoring it once you start using it. And I've never, like, I created it, but I've never used it. Like I said, I think the only follower on there, I think it said was like me or something.
cool.
So we haven't used it yet at all. So maybe
This is-
we should go on there and start like searching for certain video types, start pre-programming it for the way we want it.
I'm
But
so excited for the videos. So anywho, we'll talk about that.
yes,
Copperlineapparel.com.
yes,
Copperlineapparel.com. We're in the works of getting some vehicle
like
window decals. They're actually he's kind of ready whenever you guys are ready.
Okay,
Did you design
Cool.
it already?
Yes.
Sweet.
okay,
I don't know the cost. I forgot.
that's important.
But
But
we
anyways,
just
so you
drive by the shop
bought a
and-
Jeep
Bought
from
a
some
Jeep.
guy in Idaho, and
So custom ordered.
Yes.
So my mom told me, she was like, "Oh yeah, that's how you used to have to buy cars. You ordered your car. You didn't just go to a lot."
Wow.
have you
Yeah.
not watched Christmas Vacation? That's like or Vegas or whatever, the one vacation movie where he like that was like the whole concept because like he ordered the one car and they got the big station wagon out.
You know, I've never the
And he's-
Wally World
and he's-
one.
Yeah, and he's like, that's not what I ordered. He's like, well, surely you did. And then he's like, wait, this isn't what you ordered. Yeah, it's the whole like
I
thing.
don't know
on
if
it.
I've ever. Christmas and Vegas were always my favorites.
Yeah. I'm sure you.
I
It's
gotta
one of
watch
those things
that.
like when you go back, like every time I go back and watch any of those, I find little scenes that like
Oh,
I
yeah.
just forgot about.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, that used to kind of. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Anyways,
So I thought that was cool. But so I called the guy, and this is a fact because Webb and I actually went to a Jeep dealership nearby when he was going to buy a Jeep after I did, and he was like, "Yeah, I'd like to order what I'd like," and they're like, "Yeah, it doesn't really work that way." I was like, I'm going to tell you, I know for a fact it does because that Jeep that we just drove in, I literally sat down with my sales guy, went through a checklist and checked the color, the transmission, the packages. Like when you build it online, you can do that with your dealer, literally build it with them, and then they order it. And then it takes a while and they build it, but literally that's how it works. Like I guarantee I freaking did it. So I did that. Drove that, blah, blah, blah. We all know that. I think I want to do it again.
oh, we already knew that.
But like literally that again.
Okay.
Like call my buddy. He got promoted up there.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, good for him.
And he's in shape.
Thought he already was.
Yeah, but he posted a picture of he lost weight and
Oh,
bulked
Okay.
up.
can I see it for evidence?
Yes.
I like
I'll
how
show you.
that's like very important information though.
It-
Like, and he's sexier.
I just literally.
Why
it was-
would you buy any car from an Uggo?
because he's more desperate for the sale.
Yes.
That's true.
But
That's true.
but no, I'm thinking about reaching out to him,
Yeah.
and it would take a lot of planning. But I'm like, why not? We were talking a couple of years ago about like, why don't maybe every like 5 years we'll save up and do a Montana vacation, and if certain things happen with a certain small person in our life, we both get certain amounts of time off of work.
Mm-hmm.
I get 3
Yeah.
months.
I say do. I mean, honestly, it was like when you did it, it was such a cool concept. Like I love the idea of it because yeah,
It was
you
awesome.
got to get the Jeep that you wanted, but then you did it
He
in such
got
a
to
fun
fly
way.
for the first time ever.
Yeah, yeah. We talked about the whole gun thing on I think it was
Yeah.
last or a couple episodes ago.
Yeah,
But
that was crazy.
no, but I mean, I thought it was just cool because like I've always wanted to do like one of my dreams is to just drive cross country. It's just to take like 3 weeks
It was
and just drive back and just spend days here and there.
was
I
so
just think it'd
cool.
be the greatest thing ever, and I love
so. Cool.
I love the way you did it. I think it's phenomenal.
And we were rushing too. We were just trying to get home.
Yeah.
We didn't stop for anything. So if
Yeah.
we
The
can
best
take,
thing is like stopping at tourist attractions and all the
Right.
side show things.
What's all the checklists that you get to do? Like you see stuff online where it's just like, or you get to see all those great things like, oh, that we visited here, we visited here, and just like you get to actually see some of it. And,
don't go. What was that thing that spit up?
Old Faithful.
Oh, don't bother.
She's saying.
That's what they say a lot of them though. Like a lot of stuff, they're like once you get there, like it's so cool. Like I've heard about like Mount Rushmore and other stuff where they're just like you get there and it's just like
Dude, how would
Cool.
Mount Rushmore not be cool?
Yeah.
I think it's
gigantic
because-
sculpture.
I think what I've heard is that like you get there and then like you forget that that's it. That
Oh.
there's nothing
Oh.
else to do. There's nothing else in the area. Like you walk all the way up there, you stare at it for 10 minutes and you kind of admire it, and then you're like, middle of nowhere. It's like this isn't at least like even like the Grand Canyon's just grand. So you get
it's grand, and you can ride a mule down.
I do love that.
Yes.
So
But we were gonna go to South Dakota to see the giant head people thing.
Yeah.
But no, like freaking Old Faithful, there's a fence and you're sitting way back and you're waiting and it goes like and it just like sprays up and then goes
well, I don't even think that's don't think that's the only geyser they have there though. I don't
It's
think
we
not.
just left.
Yeah.
We were literally like, we're still 2,000 miles from home, and we sat for an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's like if I want to see something sputter and
Yeah.
in incontinence, I'll just just watch myself at night.
So we I'm thinking like we could take that time and actually plan a trip and go back.
That
and
is so cool.
it'll be automatic, the transmission.
so that I can drive it.
I literally on whatever major highway going through Montana is
Mhm.
taught her how to drive stick
Yeah.
at like 70 miles an hour, and she, for having no experience ever driving stick, just got in this brand new car, panicked 3,000 miles from home, terrified. She wasn't bad, but like it was stressful for her when we
You
were
didn't
like,
say you were good.
I'm not, and I'm glad he didn't
No.
lie about
That's
that.
cool.
but like I ended up driving the whole
No.
time home, and it was rough.
Yeah.
But it'll be
I
an
warned him.
automatic. It'll be my ideal Jeep right now is and Jeep guys will understand this. It's a Willys edition, white. I want 4-door automatic Pentastar V6, Alpine stereo system, heated seats, power windows. That's it. Simple. Towing
It's not-
package.
Sounds
It's definitely
bougie.
not. That's definitely not complicated. I mean, it's just particular model. You want it white, 4 doors, and you want
I'm
this.
not even stuck on white. Like I could
Yeah,
take any color except black or silver.
I like black.
So the only reason I don't want black, and I love black too, is the Willys edition. The grill comes in gloss black, no matter what.
So that's just like black on black.
Yeah, black on black crown, Charlie Murphy. But like all the others, it's if you get white and all the accents, the wheels are black, the badges are black,
But
everything's
then you
blacked
could get
out.
black shoes, black shirt, black hat. If you get a black Cadillac,
Yeah, in a black dress.
you didn't. You weren't picking it. It's fine. We'll just continue.
But so yeah, it's kind of cool how it looks. Black top, blah 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 blah. So, but that's the crazy idea. I'm thinking if we have to have that thing happen with that little person, and then with my job, within 6 months of that happening, I can take my 3 weeks, and then you probably at some point.
I get 3 months off.
So I have to.
I wouldn't call it a crazy idea though. Like you did it once, and I think it's an awesome idea.
You know,
I mean, I don't think it's crazy. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, it'd be crazy. Like if this was the first time you're talking about it, I'd be like, yeah, that's a bit out there. But I mean, you've already done it once.
My
I mean,
only
at this
worry
point,
is
it's just history repeating. It's like come up with something new. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we'll go to Utah.
Oh,
We're
go to California and pay
No.
like 3 times as much.
It was
Oh,
bad
thank you.
enough we had to land in Washington.
Washington. I don't know where the hell that is.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Washington. But yeah. So I just my only worry is like we have to order it. A lot of things have to line up. I have to order it. It has to be built and ready and waiting. The truck has to go by then, which I'm still looking into how to get rid of that thing.
You can honestly. You contact the dealer. You can do it. I mean, they're. I mean, I get calls all the time for my truck, and I did during it.
They
and-
haven't called me.
I'm
I'm 19 months in.
Just take it in there. Honestly, just take it in there and have a conversation. Even take it to another dealership. There may be someone else that may be able to like buy you out of it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because like everything I looked at, they're like, you can
Yeah,
early terminate. It's going to hit your credit. You have to literally pay all the rest that you owe for the lease. So that's like $8,000.
just take it in there. Honestly, just take it in there. There's a lot of like, what could happen if you do this? But just honestly, if you just go in there and have a conversation with them, I mean, your truck's in good condition. It's a good truck. They'll still make money on it. So I think you'd probably be all right. I mean, but honestly, you'll never know until you do that either way. So
That's my fear is like, I want to ask, but then they know I'm trying to get rid of it.
that doesn't matter.
Well, then they'll be like, oh, we were going to call him and not penalize him, but now we know he's desperate, so we're going to
You're not like
him.
sitting on. You're not like sitting on the list where it's like we're gonna call him in 2 weeks.
Or am I?
No,
No? Oh, okay. I don't know.
no.
God, I wish my dad was still alive just to help me with this one thing.
Why do you need your dad? Go to the dealership, tell
He
them
was
what
a
you
car
want
dealer
to
after
do,
he retired.
and then tell them what you want to do, and just
They'll be like, well, why buy a Jeep when you can buy one of our brand new four?
well, how about this?
I'd be like, okay.
Well, it's just go and get like a 4Runner or something. I don't know if they still make that or
Yeah.
They do.
yeah.
Or something.
Or what's the weird looking one?
That's what Francis calls my penis.
There
There we go. Got that out.
Oh,
That's the
that's
weird
what she
looking
said.
That's pretty good.
Prius?
No, it's the one truck.
Tacoma?
Toyota truck?
It's a Toyota truck. It's like an SUV.
Starts with an S?
No.
Damn it.
No.
Is it in America?
Yes, I see them all the time.
So they have a 4Runner, a Sequoia, a RAV4, the Corolla hatch. So that's not really
What is it? Why am I forgetting
the weird looking one.
Oh, it's the oh, look at this. Like nothing's telling me what it's freaking called. The Land Cruiser, I think.
Oh, they haven't made those in.
No, there's the one that they still. No, the FJ Cruiser. The FJ.
Oh, the
Cruiser.
FJ, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are kind of cool. They stopped making those a while back.
No, they still make them.
Oh?
I think. I don't know. I still see them like relatively new looking.
I think they
Unless-
stopped recently.
Okay.
But they're arguably like really, they're like competitive with
Yeah.
Jeeps.
Oh, I don't know. I don't mind Toyotas. I don't really care.
I don't either. I don't want to get rid of the truck because it's a Toyota. I want my Jeep again.
Yeah.
Like,
He's so sad.
yeah.
So
Copperlineapparel.com. You could look really cool driving down the road with your top down and or your top off and your doors off wearing a Copperline Apparel shirt. We have TikTok videos coming.
Yes, I'm very excited about that.
Did you read my shitty script I wrote?
I haven't yet. No, I had a job to do today, so I couldn't read it. And then you didn't. And then you text me. I think I was I think I was on my way here or something. I forget when you send it. And I was just like, I don't have time for this. But
I'm excited. I'm very excited. We have to make the shirts and have them ready.
Yeah, we got to make that. So we're gonna have a really fun podcast, and TikTok, and we're gonna do a lot of just funny skits, and we're gonna base that around the life and experience of a cable tech, in various functions. So no matter what you do in the cable industry, be on the lookout. And if you have something you want to see us kind of poke fun at or parody or just, bring up, because we're going to do both customer perspective and tech perspective. So it's going to be pretty cool. I think we're definitely
super cool.
We're very excited.
Very, very exciting.
And you may or may not see some of our children.
I was gonna say there's gonna be free child labor.
Yes.
Or my butt.
Regrettably, he's not wrong.
Yes. There's at least one skit that's going to have my butt.
I mean, it's not going to be your butt. It's going to be
My
whitey
butt.
tighties, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
In my butt.
You mean your butt in whitey tighties, not
Crush it up.
He's just gonna do that like anywhere. Like he's gonna be like, there's like a general picture of him, like, haha, my butt.
My
Like
butt.
it's in front of you, yeah, but I'm wearing pants, and in my pants is my underwear, and in my underwear is my butt.
My butt.
My butt. I got a kilt on, and in there is my butt.
My butt. My kilt's right over there. I don't know, somewhere over there.
Yeah.
So today's episode, we're actually going to talk about Toy Story, and I'm sure that I'm trying to look up online right now, like the horrific stories and whatnot. But Frank and I were. This is going to get kind of dark. This is going to be a dark episode. Francis and I introduced the little guy to all the Toy Story movies, and in our horrible dark minds, we kept picking apart like. That doesn't make sense. What about this? What about that? Like,
It's not dark minds. That doesn't make sense. Like, yeah, you're watching a kid's animated movie. What part of any kid's animated movie has
Makes
ever
sense.
like, oh, Mitchell's versus Machines? Oh yeah, that could totally happen
He's
like tomorrow.
never f***ing seen that.
Mitchell's versus
Never
the
seen
Machines.
that. It'll be
Yeah.
a next thing that we watch.
It
kind of
actually
thing.
wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
Like
it was alright.
there was a few parts I was like, but it wasn't. It's just like a fun like family movie. It's family and all their shenanigans. The dogs are like attacking each other out there.
They're eating the kid.
Probably.
So we were just thinking, CopperlinePearl.com. Like, I'm trying to start off, but I'm trying not to start off too dark.
What if it was real?
Well, like not just like how do the dynamics of the Toy Story world work? Like,
What are their rules particularly? So you see in the
Hmm.
movies that they move around and freely speak until people, like human people,
How
are
do you
around,
know?
and then they stop
Yeah.
because they're like, okay, ooh, nobody can know that we're actually living. But that means that when people are around, the toys, are fully aware of everything.
Which is
And Woody even said that. He
Yeah.
said, we see
which is
everything.
kind of terrifying.
Think about all the gross or private shit that people do, but
Like
like,
what-
including kids and
Yeah.
Andy growing up.
You're almost you're almost surprised that at how do you stay so committed? Like he was a doll in a teenage boy's bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
I'm sorry. We were, well, I was gonna say we all were. Jono and I were teenage boys. We probably all do and say
Horrible
some
things.
really just gross things that should stay absolutely behind closed doors. And thank God our dolls cannot speak.
yes.
Or can they?
But so like witnessing things. Like
Yeah.
what if they see like what if Woody sees like Andy kind of loses it and kills his little sister? What was his little sister's
Well,
name?
obviously, though, that it would be crazy, but obviously that doesn't happen. Though. Like, not with them, but I mean, they would be aware of the sentience of dolls because at some point you got to imagine somebody would have intervened, not just with the Andy dynamic, but in Woody, but I mean, just in any household, anywhere across the world, it would have happened. And it would have now been some kind of known phenomenon. So the fact that it's never been mentioned,
But they're just, the
shows
toys are just
that
that good.
so, but it shows that, I mean, that good. So that they're that skilled that they somehow can deflect and protect people without the people ever.
Or would they? Because if the child that they're assigned to, that they love so much, is the one committing the murder,
Right.
would they not just sit back and watch with a creepy
Well,
smile
they
on their
probably
face?
would. I mean, they probably could. But I'm saying, but at the same time, the one being attacked would also, they would have, like, they would have dolls and toys themselves.
Oh,
so
true.
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what. So
Bo
the
Peep
fact.
was his sister's.
Right.
So
Yeah.
like,
So-
would they
so-
try and stop Andy?
Right. So the fact that like it doesn't
Oh.
happen shows that the dolls are complicit in essentially any vile and immoral behavior that goes on around them. Like they are truly complicit because they see it and they experience it, but they don't react. Like it's crazy. Like it is. I mean, it's kind of it is morbid to think about that they just like all the things that could happen and the dolls of the world freely, like they have this deep love for the children, but yet the horrible things that happen to some kids, and obviously these dolls just sit back and watch it. These dolls are horrible.
Yeah.
They are horrible.
Oh my God. What about sex dolls?
Oh God.
They're just forever.
Oh,
That's okay. That's way terrible.
wow.
That's going a little too deep and
But
going
well,
too deep.
well, hold on. Well,
Unless they like it.
but that's the question. Though, is
They probably do because they're probably like in love or infatuated with the person they're
and
assigned
I was gonna
to.
say, and you can make the case that that's like it's not like a toy. However, like even like you see with the spoon
God.
guy, like as soon as something was Forky, so as soon, no, I guess it would depend. So obviously Forky was made and created by a child, though. So
Right.
a sex doll isn't a child's toy. So there's
That's
absolutely
but being one of our clips at the beginning.
but there's nothing. But if you think about it, and throughout the entire movie, or all the movies, there's nothing indicating that the dolls are anything more than kids' toys. Like there's
Except Buzz Lightyear thought he was a real space ranger. What if one of those lifelike sex toys thought it was actually like a little anime
But what I'm saying
schoolgirl?
is the only things that are sentient are children's toys, though. So a sex doll by default is not a child's toy, so it doesn't
Well,
have sentience.
Okay.
How do you know that it's the only
Yeah.
things that are sentient? Because that's just what those movies were about. They were highlighting the kids' toys, but in another adult version of Toy Story, could
So-
that world not exist
So
where
just-
adult
so with-
toys
yeah,
are
like-
alive?
So like a world within there's so many f***ing layers to that, it's insane. Because in the world in which the dolls' toys are alive, what if that's their normal world? But what if in that the kids' toys and the adults' toys are alive? And then what if in their world, like the cat toys are alive?
Dude, and f***ing kids' toys have toys.
They do.
Like sometimes you can get a Barbie that has like a little
Yeah.
toy. So do those toys think that their toys are not sentient? And then those toys run a deeper world?
Well, no, cool. When you watch it though, so like, I think even in that though, I think those toys are just quote unquote toys. So because I mean, you see, there are a lot of toys in the background and throughout the movie though, where essentially anything that's a toy is just alive.
What about a yo-yo? Is it just like, and it just sits there all day because it can't talk? But it's like, I'm trapped in a f***ing body
Well, it is
and I
odd-
can't
well,
see your
not
ear.
not all toys are alive.
Kill me.
And that's what is kind of weird about it though, because like some toys are alive and some toys aren't. So like not
Who
all blocks, not all
decides?
cars, not all other things are alive. And it is kind of weird because who decides what's alive and what's not alive? Who makes
Yeah.
that choice? Because there are toys in there that aren't living.
I think the kids decide.
I guess it
'Cause
would be
it's
there
based upon their
So if a
imagination.
kid plays with it as if it has its own
Sporky
Yes.
or Forky.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
But
So-
so take this for example. Our kid, one of his favorite toys is one of the tires off of my John Deere tractor.
You better look out, dude.
Like, actually, they made a movie about that.
Yeah.
Was it Rubber?
Rubber.
Yeah.
But like, or a box, literally a cardboard box. Is that box now sentient? And it's just like,
Sparky. Oh, Sparky. I mean,
Yeah,
that
but
is-
she put googly eyes on Sporky. I
That
think
is-
that's what
so
triggered
it's
it.
the eyes that
Oh.
give you the soul.
like, oh.
Because Slinky is a Slinky dog, but would a Slinky be alive?
But he's,
No, because it doesn't have eyes.
I guess we would have. Honestly, though, you make it's a funny,
No,
but
it is
thinking
because
about it,
If you think about every
yeah.
toy that's alive in that movie,
The
it
skate-
has eyes.
So it is. So it's essentially it is any type of toy that theoretically could or would be alive. So like if it's
Yeah.
something that would be like a normal creature that has some type of a brain or something, maybe.
No, because there's a telephone that's alive,
Oh,
but it has eyes.
Okay, it had eyes.
Okay.
So the rule is, if
Eyes
it has
are
eyes,
the window to the soul.
So do you kill a toy officially if you take the eyes?
Oh my god, I think you do.
Because think about this. This was the other thing. Woody gets in the first movie. He gets spoiler alert. If you haven't seen this,
Right?
I
If
don't
you haven't
think
seen
it-
something that
There's
was
no
like,
spoiler
was
alert
like
for
made
like
15 years ago.
Like, well, the
Like-
first one was like 25,
20 years
30
ago.
years ago,
Jesus,
and
I
it's
feel
like
old right now.
arguably like the most watched animated movie of all time. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the original Toy Story in your entire life, at this point, you're just never going to watch it, so who gives a shit?
At this point, you suck. You
Yeah.
jackass.
So Woody
Want to go
is.
to Red Lobster?
I got a gift card. Shooter.
Sorry. Sorry, I did that to you. Anyways, but yeah, he gets with the
burnt. He gets burnt with a magnifying glass, and he's just today, folks.
That's all, folks. Today, folks.
That's all. I don't fucking know.
Today,
Junior.
Doyle rules. So,
how many movies did we just reference in the past 10 seconds?
only like 3.
But I think they were all Adam Sandler. Quick, Francis, best Adam Sandler movie.
Happy Gilmore.
Good girl. So that's what we came to, right?
Pretty much.
Yes.
I think we finally swayed Webby. I think he was on the fence.
Yeah.
I think he wanted to go like Ridiculous 6 or something.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No.
She who wears no bra. So he gets burnt on the forehead, and he's taking it. But then, like, as soon as the kid, Clyde, Sid,
but
Sid
goes away, he's like, ah! And he cools his head.
It is amazing, yeah.
But was it the next movie when Buzz Lightyear's arm breaks off? And he didn't care. He played with it.
Yeah.
Like how up is that?
Well, yeah, so, and you had to think, like, all the dolls that Sid had, like, he did some serious
He
mutilations.
ripped their heads off.
I mean, so...
Oh.
Like, it is pretty crazy. And so, like, Woody's reaction wasn't almost just more theatrical than actual, like, pain-inducing. But...
Are
it's-
toys
you have
God?
You have to want...
No,
Okay.
because how would children have...
They can't
how would
die.
children make
like,
them?
That was, like, a whole, like, you're
Haven't
like...
you been paying
what?
attention to anything?
Take this deep.
Right.
Take
Take this deep. Okay, that's what he said. But
Don't spit out your coffee.
But I was thinking about that. Like Sid,
yeah.
I mean, he ripped parts off of toys and put them on other toys.
but then weren't there also headless toys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what?
Oh, they don't have eyes.
What carries their spirit? Or if you take the
I was
body of
wrong.
one toy and put a head on the other, are they now double?
Well, I guess once it had eyes at one point. Well, because even the one thing, it was like part erector set and stuff, but it was built in a way that it was living. It is a weird dynamic, but you do have to wonder, like I said, like when he's being essentially tortured, but he doesn't react. Like, is it that they don't have? Well, they have the ability though to move because they do like the first one, like at the birthday party, like they're running around the whole house. So obviously they can move when humans are around. They strictly choose not to.
Yeah.
So it is, but at the same time, like, how do you know? How do you know that there's not a human like nearby, not looking in a window? Like that's pretty amazing.
Like when Andy's getting a little too rough with his first girlfriend and she's not ready.
We already went over that they're complicit in that. they're just watching, and Woody he's got a
Woody.
accurate name.
So okay, well we'll go on to their sexual behaviors at some point.
Oh no, we won't. No, we are drawing some lines in this discussion.
But there's like a clear attraction between some.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, like
There's-
Jesse and Buzz and Bo and Woody, but it's more
Jesse
of a...
and Buzz?
Yes, you didn't notice that?
I didn't watch
They're
the
a
third and
couple.
fourth with you.
They're
I
a
guess I missed
thing.
that. Okay. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
They're like one of my favorites.
Oh my god. Shut the fuck up.
So
I love
cute.
you.
Oh my god,
Oh my gosh.
Jesus, Jono, Jesus, oh my god.
But like, do they
Do it.
do it?
well,
They do they do
They
have
kiss.
Yes, but they do also have like sexual tension
Yeah.
between them.
like remember like
Like
because like Ken was like he was trying to get at like
Oh yeah.
yeah. So, but I mean he can't do anything anyways because it's just all flat in front. Poor bastard.
And most toys are. But what if there's like a one of those
So
like
now we're getting back into like the sex toys.
no?
okay,
I was
you're the
thinking
one
like
that's starting this and you said you
anatomically-
wouldn't talk about it.
What if there's a dildo with
He
eyes
won't
on it?
stop talking about it. Oh what?
A dildo with googly eyes.
Oh Jesus. Christ. I'm willing to bet it probably exists and it's kind of creepy.
Do you have to
Uh.
bleep dildo?
I don't know.
It's an item. I don't know.
Huh.
huh.
But so we don't know how to. So Squeaker, the penguin,
Mm-hmm.
he couldn't breathe after a while because of Squeaker, and he had trouble breathing. So could he eventually choke? Can you drown a toy?
I think so.
Like if you just took Woody and shoved him in a
I
bucket?
mean, it does seem like they are just like aside from like being able to be essentially dismembered and living, it does seem like throughout it they are kind of susceptible to most standard things. Like, you know, they fall and they get thrown, but I think there is like a rational fear, like when Sid's like burning them and stuff like that. Like, so I think there is, like, they can actually be killed. It might be like extreme circumstances though. Like, you know, you could rip its arm off and it's fine, but like you can't melt it and it still live.
Like, yeah, like
completely.
is it Terminator rules? Like,
Right.
Nuclear blast and dipping it into a smelting.
I just think the fact of like the complicitness is what just creeps me out. Though
That's
like,
what really
the
gets
fact that like for that world to exist means that they just sit through and
How do they not have like so much PTSD?
right.
Like, what if?
Well, maybe they do. Maybe that's half of the problem.
Jesus,
With all the ones at the daycare center. Maybe it's not that they were abandoned by my children, because toys are done that all the time. But maybe the reason that they're so jacked up is because those things have seen some stuff. They've been through some things.
They see like the dad beating up on the mom and the kids holding him, and just
Right.
imagine you're his best friend. You sleep with him every night, and you cannot console him.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, it's gonna be okay, Jimmy. Like,
I mean, I'm almost.
your mom's kind of a bitch and deserves it, but your dad's a lot bigger than her, so he's taking it too far.
Yeah. Or he's just like, that's what men do.
Well, now we know his perspective on
It's
wife beating.
I fucking smack Bo Peep when she gives me lit.
Right.
Other way around, really.
What do you think
What,
she
he's a
does with
pussy.
He is.
He's a
Yeah.
bitch.
That's why he's all limp. Oh.
But yeah, I just it blew our minds trying to think like the repercussions of a world
Yeah.
where they just see the you keep saying the complicity. Complicity?
Complicit.
You're complicit.
Right,
Complicitness.
Yeah. But like, yeah, the fact that they just deal with it and they watch it and they don't. I mean, because obviously they show that they have the ability to move and be awake while humans are around. Like, they've shown that. I mean, even like when somebody would just look away, like they'd be right there, they would react and they'd be doing.
Mhm.
So the fact that they don't do anything under all the circumstances they have to see and live through is
Like,
petrifying.
what if a mom kills her kid and all the dolls see it and the mom's getting away scot-free and they could get her justice?
You know, okay, I think there is a certain point at which they would step up and actually like defend,
But
at
they
least
never
defend their
have.
kid. Now, they did with Sid. Do you
That's
recall?
kinda, yeah, and that
Do you recall the
wasn't,
first movie where
Yeah.
they all ganged up on him and
you're-
spooked
yeah.
him?
but like,
I think he was like the only human that they had shown
Right.
that they're alive.
so are they the worst? Let me rephrase that. Are they the worst at being secret toys? Because like Paul was saying
Right.
earlier, across the world, it's never come up until
Right.
that one time.
But it's also never obviously never been recorded, never been documented in any way, shape, or form.
I
This,
wonder what happened to
So-
Sid.
didn't
and-
that first movie come out before we had smartphones?
Probably.
Okay, but like the last one didn't. Jesus.
Well, after the
Oh.
Sid incident, they decided to
video
become
cameras
complicit.
didn't exist back then.
But also, Woody was like, what was it, the second movie where we found out he was like from the 1930s or 40s?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It was the third one.
Yeah, it was yeah.
Third
That's when they
movie.
found out that he was from like a kids program.
So, at what point are you okay with the fact that you're a 70-year-old quote unquote man sleeping with a young boy every night?
well, you're not.
He's a toy. He doesn't literally age. Like he does, but not biologically.
I mean, that's like
Even if you physically don't change, you have that
Woody is just
experience.
permanently like
well, just because you
30?
don't look any older doesn't mean that you're not older. It's like, well, I mean, I get it. She was 12, but I mean, she looks 18. Like that's
Exactly.
not a valid argument. Like that's actually the argument that will get you sent to jail every single time. Like, well, I just assumed,
what about vampires? They're thousands of years old.
I was
and that
just gonna
doesn't make
say,
it any better.
Interview with the Vampire, Mila Kunis,
No,
Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst. Yeah, that's creepy.
her character, she
Yeah.
was like 12
Yeah,
or
that's
13,
creepy.
but then she was 100 years old. And in that movie, she was like sexually frustrated. She's like, I'm in a child's body, but I'm a woman.
Yeah, that's creepy.
kind of a thing. So
it doesn't make it less creepy. Like not.
yeah. No, I'm saying it's creepy. I
Yeah.
agree. Like,
Right. Like
Woody's a pedophile.
Yeah.
All toys are pedophiles.
Oh wow. Well, not all, because not all sleep with the children.
That's also going on the beginning.
But I mean, obviously, like only certain toys are in the bed with the children, so only certain would qualify under that. But at least, pretty much every kid has. Well, I'm not gonna say that. I don't.
You don't still have a stuffed beaver?
No, I
that you
don't still have a
sleep
stuffed
with
animal in my bed. You freaking little girl. Like, no, I don't. I don't remember.
Hey, don't make fun of Bucky.
Yeah, I know you just like it because it's something warm and fuzzy that's not all
Not
sweaty.
No, I'm actually kind of mean to Bucky. I don't mean to be, but I'm always like, get the
Well,
fuck out of my way, because
there's
he always
only
puts him on my
There's only
pillow.
supposed to be one beaver in this bed. But like, I don't remember. Like, I mean, obviously, when I was like little, I don't. I mean, from as long as I can remember, I didn't have any toys, stuffed animals, anything that like I specifically had in my bed that I slept with
Really?
like, every night. Like April she's got her one stuffed animal Deuce that she keeps in her that she always has in her bed.
No.
His name is Deuce.
Well, yeah, that's what our German Shepherd's name was.
Aw.
And so that was like her
Aw.
little that was like he was like her best friend, and then when we had to put him down, like it really hit her hard. So
No.
she's got a stuffed animal. It looks more like a yellow lab, but she calls him Deuce, and it's like
Aw.
her favorite thing.
Does she still listen to this podcast?
Sometimes I don't know. It might have been a while, but I don't know if she's listened to the last couple. But
We need listeners.
yeah. But and then like Addie has like her baby doll that like she still sleeps with like pretty much every single night, and so some
Switches between a
Can't
brontosaurus.
say his name.
Oops, sorry.
just beep it.
Whatever.
Just actually beep it. You miss beeps.
Yeah,
always.
I missed.
Oh, does he?
I missed
Oh my
his
God.
name.
Well, not his name.
I missed
but-
some curse words. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, like, the other day, like I think I said ass, and then like you didn't beep it, and then I said it again
Yeah.
like a minute later, and I was like beep. I was like, he didn't beep it last time.
but I missed his name once. But
Yeah.
I don't know how big of a deal it could be. Anyone.
Yeah, it's his first
And
name. It's
anyways,
whatever.
he
It's
has
a brontosaurus, a T-Rex, a Thomas Choo-Choo Train,
Oh,
Stuffy,
boy.
and a polar bear and a smaller T-Rex. He has 5 different ones that he switches back and forth.
He had this giant Lionel, like actual hard,
It's
sharp.
discussion. I want to say something so bad, but it involves
Please
a
do.
child.
Please do.
That's just a lot in one bed at night. There's there's a.
Yep.
It's not all at the same time. He's just polygamous.
So it's more like a train. And there's a
Literally.
Thomas involved. Is Thomas the caboose?
Wow, you are
Attention.
lame.
He had like an
Oh,
actual
shit.
big toy train that was
Yeah.
like all hard and sharp plastic, and he'd sleep with it, and he'd like wake up with cuts all over
No,
himself.
he
He's
did not.
safe. He's safe. We got rid of
Did
it.
not.
But Frank was like, yeah, "This is getting a little far," so she found a stuffed Thomas.
Frank was like,
No,
if
he
it-
really
if
actually
there's
did try to sleep with that every night.
Anybody sleeping with something that's large, hard, and plastic, it's gonna be me. Sorry, Jono, you got your beaver. I got my large plastic.
Sometimes I wake up and I hear like, what the hell is that?
That's why he walks for me.
I can't talk to you guys anymore.
Like, honey, you're so tight.
Okay, no, that's too far. Too far.
Oh God, what movie was that?
I was thinking about that. Couldn't remember.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like it was like not a Leslie Nielsen, but like maybe an old Val Kilmer, like an old spy movie that was satirical or
It
funny.
might have been Naked. I think it was one of the Naked Guns.
Was it?
I
I
think
don't-
so.
I know this movie so well.
Oh,
Val
God.
Kilmer was in a movie.
Yeah, I love. Oh God, what was it called? I love. Yeah, that was a great movie. Where it was like it was like during like the Nazi type of, and he was like a rock and roll singer kind of thing.
Well, there was one with that.
And
There
then-
was
and
one
then-
when he was a spy.
But that was the one where he like was
Oh,
like
was?
he was like a singer and like he was like over like doing like a show somewhere
Oh.
and yeah, I know what you're talking about. That was good. And,
Wasn't someone like a 90s gangster?
oh,
90s, like a
that
60s.
might have been the Sylvester
Michael
Stallone you're
Keaton?
thinking of, because Sylvester Stallone had the one where it was like a mobster movie, and it was
It was a comedy.
yeah, it was pretty funny. I'm
there's
spacing
so
on I
many.
was spacing on both the names of those movies.
There were a bunch.
They were good.
that
I
were-
used to love Val Kilmer. Like I love like Real Genius. Real Genius is a great movie.
I don't know if I know.
Oh, you should watch it. It's great.
Real Genius.
It's really funny. It's got a couple really, really good moments in it.
Real Genius. He's still alive. He's just all sick
Yeah,
now.
it's sad. I always liked him.
He's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Gabriel Jarrett.
Yeah, it's a good
John
movie.
Grise.
And he also has perhaps the most misquoted thing from a movie ever.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What is it?
But the Doc Holliday thing.
I'll be your Huckleberry?
It's
That thing?
Hucklebearer.
Hucklebearer?
Hucklebearer. So a huckle that's the handle on the side of a casket. So a bearer is the guy that carries the casket. So he's saying, I will be your hucklebearer. He's not saying Barry, he's saying hucklebearer.
Really?
Yes.
That makes so much more sense.
My whole life is a lie.
Because like a Huckleberry is a Huckleberry. It's
Right,
a berry.
but think about the context. I'll be your huckleberry. What the hell does that mean?
I always thought a Huckleberry was...
I'll be your hucklebearer.
That's crazy. Everyone...
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Like I said, it's one of the most misquoted things. Because it is a great line, and it's hilarious as Huckleberry, but God bless you, Val Kilmer.
Did Val Kilmer's Doc Holliday say Huckleberry? Wow. Interesting.
You learn something new every day.
So Toy Story...
Honestly, I'm so creeped out by this. I don't think I'm just never gonna allow the kids' toys to ever be anywhere near me ever again. At least not while I sleep.
That's it. We're throwing away all the toys.
Thank God there's no toys in our bedroom.
So
They would just watch me sleep. It's sad.
Next time we're ever at his house, I'm just going to stick a bunch of googly eyes on everything.
Jesus.
Everything. Paper towel, googly eyes.
think about that though.
Your phone,
that little
googly eyes.
that little girl created life.
Mm-hmm.
Suicidal life.
Well, I mean, obviously kids already play God. You know, I mean, they already create life at one point in time when they get older, but children are magical. That is, yeah, they pretty much create anything,
Yeah.
bring
Trash.
anything to life. Their imagination literally brings things to life.
Etch-a-Sketch did not have eyes. Did Etch-a-Sketch move in that? Yeah,
It did
yeah.
because it drew
it.
itself.
Yeah.
Well, I said so it is interesting that like I said, certain things are living and certain things are not. Like there are some toys that are not. Well, it's not to say that they aren't. Maybe they are. They just don't. They just choose not to. Like they play their part. Because a lot of toys do just play their part in the movie. They just act in whatever fashion they're supposed to act, and they do the things they're supposed to do.
They're like,
So, like if you're a toy block, you're going to be built. You know, you're not going to be like running around like, you know. I don't know. It's just the whole thing is terrifying.
is the barrel that holds the barrel of monkeys sentient?
Well, that's not a toy. The barrel isn't a toy. I guess. Well,
It is.
I guess it could be.
Tic Tac. What's red and black
Checkers.
things you drop?
Yeah. Oh, Connect Four.
Connect Four. Are
Like-
board games?
Well, I guess it goes back to the is it anything that is played with in that fashion where if it's ever treated as if it's a living thing.
Like, who the fuck would treat an Etch-a-Sketch?
Well, and that's a sketch you use to create living things.
Our
though.
kid.
Kids are weird.
He'd be like, Etch-a-Sketch, can I hug him?
Right. And then all of a sudden I just catch would be like, draw a little heart. Like, you know.
Aww.
It's talking to me, and then it draws like a knife, and you're like,
Oh,
But like it gets to the and what's the cutoff of, like we were saying, like kids play with it, but like what if there was someone who's young at heart? Like, okay, let's put it this way.
Andy was going to college, and he was still playing with toys with Bonnie.
So if you
Well,
but
yeah.
Bonnie took over the power to give it life, but like
Yeah, what's the cutoff age?
like
But,
in our world, because Bucky is still mine, is he dead now because I'm not a child?
well, no, he's not dead because obviously the toys live on after the kid is grown. like the toys live on. At some point in time, the kid loses potentially the ability to create new toys. So their imagination no longer allows them to create things, but it doesn't kill off what was there, because just like any like the whole land of lost toys and stuff is all like, these toys, some of them have just been forgotten, and there's nothing ever indicating that like once they're not given to another child, they just die. But do they?
Yeah, they just become lost.
But do
Bo
they?
Peep.
Is that why
Yeah.
they're so
You didn't
scared?
see the
Right.
fourth one, but
Yeah.
Bo Peep is a lost
Spoiler
toy.
alert.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Bo Peep's a lost toy, and she lives on her own
Yeah.
and by her own means with no child.
So
Wait, what?
Yes.
Did you not watch the movies?
He didn't watch
I watched
the
the
fourth
first
one.
and first
You
and
literally
third.
you opened this with like, when we just watched all the Toy Stories.
Yeah. She watched all of them. I watched the first, and she watched the other one without me.
And then
then-
and then he sat there just shaking and looking into the rafters like, where are the eyes? Like
The googly eyes. But I think that's the episode title name, Googly Eyes.
Googly eyes.
I watched the third with her, and then she watched the fourth. But I've seen them all. I just don't remember them. But like, so this,
Yeah, so they obviously do maintain the life. So it's not like once they're discarded, they die.
But Bo Peep.
Yeah,
Bo
she lives on
Peep
her own, because that's where. Yeah,
Left what's her face, Andy's sister,
yeah.
after they moved.
I forget, but I mean, because that's the.
Yes, it was. They moved, and Bo Peep literally got lost. And then instead of just dying because she has no kid, she lives off the land on her own means.
Because that's where like Woody was like perplexed. Like, do I go off with Bo Peep and,
Yeah.
and live with her, or do I go back?
And spoiler alert, at the very end of all the Toy Story movies, Woody decides to let go of being a kid's toy and live with Bo Peep out in the wild.
Yeah. So
That was the end.
Yeah. So they live the rest of their life as just two happy
Just
and in love.
Literally just like people.
In the woods?
Yeah.
Or somewhere. I mean.
At
just
a
live.
carnival, really, but
Oh yeah.
But it's crazy.
they have the
Yeah.
choice. Do I want to be a kid's toy and be
Mhm.
complicit with everything that happens, or do I want to live my own life like a
So
person?
you have to wonder, so on top of what happens inside what we can see, the homes and is there this whole underground world full of these toys that we thought were discarded, but instead there's like this whole underground culture, just like cities and massive place, like where it's just like that's where the toys go.
Yeah.
And
I
they
was
live
wondering,
in their
like,
own,
you-
like Mecca.
You,
Mecca. We're going to the promised land.
you go to the dump and you just dump all these toys in this giant pile of trash at a landfill. Are they just
Oh, God.
forever buried in dirty
What kind of
diapers and
existence is
trash
that
and
if
broken
they can't get out of
glass?
there?
Or-
Like they're
Yes.
or do they
because
dig
that
out?
happened again in one of the movies. They thought about this. That was one of their
Yeah.
like horrific close to death experiences. Was they were going to the dump in a trash truck, being crushed, and then they grabbed onto like magnets and sorted themselves out of the garbage heap, and then they were going to get incinerated. And so they were all holding hands, thinking that this was the moment they were going to die because they were going to melt to death by being incinerated.
We let
and
our
then they
kids
escaped.
watch this?
Yeah.
Oh, well, and
I cried like a baby at every single one of those.
and
Adult looks at me like, why are you crying?
Well, and I can understand like that, but like just the simple fact that obviously like they don't require sustenance. They're you don't need to feed them and give them like so they can live without all of that. So yeah, what happens if they are like obviously the threat of being burned and melted, that's one thing, but just being buried under a pile of trash, the fact that they require no nourishment, they literally could
And live
live as long
eternity.
as they can receive oxygen, because they did show that without oxygen, at least the one would die. You know, so like obviously they're a creature
Which
that does.
one?
Remember, there's a squeaker, the penguin with the squeaker thing. So like,
Oh yeah.
He
So-
just had severe asthma.
maybe. So, but like you would theoretically, if they can still breathe in some way, they could live the rest of their lives buried under trash. That is horrible. Like at least being buried alive, you know, I'm going to die within a couple of hours because you only have but so many hours of oxygen or something left.
But that's your eternity.
But I mean, it is. But like,
That's why they try so hard to always stay with their kid.
yeah,
Because they literally have
like without that, like there's
a fate worse than death.
yeah.
Immortality.
Well, I mean, unless you have like a Bo Peep to go live the rest of your life with, and then you know,
not it was just finger banger.
was that so bad? I mean,
You're right.
It could be far worse. It could just be you and the T-Rex all the time.
Surprisingly,
I mean,
his
the only
little
good thing-
claws are great.
The only good thing is he have a hard time holding you down. So.
You guys are sick.
This whole conversation's messed up,
Okay,
but it's terrifying. It's just
they do know justice though, because remember how they thought Woody killed Buzz in
Yeah.
like the first movie, and they were
They
were they
going-
gonna lynch him?
Yes, they were going to kill him. Mob justice. They fully believed in that. That's what's so ridiculous about it, that they believe in justice, but
not
in
if
order for
Andy
their
gets
world to
murdered.
exist in the fashion that it does, they have to sit idly by while humans are hurt. They never defend a human.
But they defend themselves.
They defend themselves.
But
and
they
each other.
love the humans.
Yes.
What the fuck?
You've really got me thinking now. To
Okay.
see if you're wrong, if there was something in the movies that they defended a person. Sid, that was because of them
But he
and
was
him
torturing.
killing
Yeah,
toys.
he was torturing toys, and they go through such great lengths to save each other,
Yeah.
and like you said, to stay with the kids. Like they want so badly to stay with the children.
What if Sid was like, I'm gonna shove Woody up my ass, and they're like, we'll save you, and he's like, that's all right, guys. Let's not break our thing here.
I mean, I'll take one for the team. And Woody, you're such a brown noser.
Where's your hat?
Oh, poor Sid. Kid's got so many problems.
Yeah.
I got. Oh, damn it!
That's right. It's the third time.
I got him a haircut a couple weeks ago, and he looked like Sid.
No.
We decided we're gonna make him Sid for Halloween.
Yeah.
This year.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Just like maim some toys and have them carry them around or something. That's pretty cool.
But
Wow.
This conversation is exhausting.
at what age do you lose? What about?
Mm.
What about?
Oh.
So age. Let's just say. How old did the kids in Toy Story?
Betsy, shut
How old
the
are they?
hell
What?
up.
Like, at what point were they kind of considering them not kids?
We don't know. I mean, because they fought for
Um,
Andy until they were.
He was literally moving out for
leaving
college.
out for college. Yeah, and like, I mean, obviously they gravitated towards
But
smaller children.
it
but
was years since they had
he
been
played
played
with
with.
them. Yeah,
So I think when teenager.
and I think
We're probably, like,
it seems about right
preteen
because
is-
like when they did like a flashback, it was a few years. It wasn't like 30 years of flashback. So it was probably like I'd probably say teenage years is what makes sense. Like so, they're probably like probably about 12, 13 is when they make the transition.
So what if you're, I don't want to say like simple-minded, but like soft in the head, like
Right, like you have
what if
like
I
you're-
don't
no,
want to say
no, I got you,
simple-minded,
but like yeah,
bum face.
but you know,
what if
there ain't no gas in it.
what? Sling blade?
Well, he was simple-minded.
Simple Rick? Simple Jack?
Simple.
You never go full retard.
He never do full retard.
But like, what if
Right.
like
Yeah, I mean they have the mental capacity of a child, so is it strictly like just a physical age or is it their belief? I don't know. But I think it would have to be like physical age.
What? No.
I would think it would have to, because if it wasn't, then our sex toy discussion is relevant again. Because if it's not, then
Ooh.
sex dolls would be alive, theoretically, because at that point you are imagining, you are treating it like a little, so at that point, like, I mean, unless there's truly a way to gauge the mental capacity for somebody, but I question the mental capacity of somebody using a sex doll already. Sorry to anybody that uses it, but I question your mental capacity. So, I mean, I think at that point, like, you already have to wonder. So, I mean, if you're treating something in an imaginary way where you're treating it like it's a living thing, that's what seems to dictate that something is alive in the movie concept. So that would, in theory, and that's terrifying, because I think it was going back to kind of what you were getting at earlier, where like
they could think they're humans.
Well, I wasn't thinking that they think they're humans. I'm thinking more of that fact that they don't move when they accept what's happening to them. So it kind of becomes like sexual assault.
Rapey,
Like
yeah.
it's very
Yeah.
rapey. Like afterwards, like they literally spend their life getting violated.
Yeah.
Like that's
Now, some of them might like it, but some might not.
True.
Because go back to Bo Peep. In the third movie, Under the Car, Andy's mom was going to give a box of toys away, and Bo Peep was one, and she was like, "Come with me, Andy," and he's like, "Eh." Like, she decided to move on.
Right.
So these toys can not like their
That's true.
owners.
Okay, could you just imagine that? Like something does actually get caught on camera, and it's like a sex doll, like run into the woods. She's like,
Oh my god! Jesus Christ! Just fucking,
how'd you find it?
Ugh.
You just follow the trail.
yeah, I was going, just flinging everywhere.
Yeah, you guys are disgusting.
But like, what if it hates you?
Oh god. Well, but again, we've obviously determined though that regardless of their feeling towards human, well, unless they're doing something to another
Yeah,
toy, like they
Sid.
don't. I mean, Sid is really the only time that they really do something against a human, which is interesting because they had obviously opportunity to do it in other times, like even when they're in the daycare, just freaking come alive in front of everybody. They'll get rid of you in 2 seconds. You'll be out the door. Ain't nobody gonna keep a box of toys that's running around the room alive. Like, so the fact that they chose only that singular manner to protect themselves in order to do it. Other than that, they literally let themselves get tortured and abused by these other kids all day long, because there's not a threat of being like murdered. It's more of just incorrect usage. But like, I mean, these 3-year-olds aren't gonna kill me, so I'm just gonna kind of deal with it.
It's another soundbite.
These three.
So
Paul's got all the soundbites.
but it is crazy to think. Like, I mean, you have to wonder, like, what? I guess it really does. Would they ever actually stand up to a human? Would they ever really do it, or do they ever do it? And it's just not,
Dude, is that like when the Tickle Me Elmos started burning and like exploding? Are they just like, fuck this, we're done? And they start like all these times that like kids get hurt by toys with defects. Is that actually the toys
Them.
revolting?
Yeah.
or could it be like a Neverland syndrome, where like maybe these things do happen, but after, once you've aged out of that, it like you don't remember, like Neverland, like you leave Neverland, you don't remember Neverland. That's why it's so crazy, when what's his name like remembers his, like, oh, my marbles, like, because you're not supposed to really remember it. Like, you're not, like Peter Pan thinks it was all just like a story that he was told. He never actually remembers it. So
that's a whole nother.
So it's like,
topic.
but it's the, is that the case? Like, do they actually interact with humans in particular times? And there's just something that either causes them. But I mean, you would think if that happens, the toys, I mean, maybe they don't know it, because if they did know it, you would think they would interact more. But you just have to wonder, like, how do they not stand up? How do they not do certain things? Because at any point they could have done so many things to get what they wanted. But like they spent the entire movie franchise desperately scrambling because they didn't just like come alive when they should have at moments, and just like ran and did something, or ran up like
Like, what if Andy, for the first time, sorry to anyone that has done this.
Spoiler alert.
No, like if anyone's like, I'm gonna talk about drugs, and like it's
Oh.
like if anyone is like, that's not what happens. But like, what
Yes,
if
it is.
Andy, what if Andy took like LSD, and like he's just like tripping balls, and he's picking up a couple toys, like he picks up Woody, and he's like, I need to cut you open, because you're the devil, and the whole time. Woody's like, please, you, like in his head, he screams like, don't do this. You don't want it. You're, this is, we tried to stop you. Like,
Oh god damn.
but like, sorry.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah. Well, you do wonder. I mean,
But Woody did get tears in his body and his stuffing was coming out.
yeah.
And it
Yeah.
wasn't... He freaked out, but it wasn't like a pain response. It wasn't...
Yeah, they obviously don't feel like standard pain. Like there's a fear of death, but they don't really feel pain.
think about that. That's an insane thought. You don't fear pain, but you fear death.
That's like the most badass thing you could ever like.
Or is it? Because like really think, like, if you don't fear pain, like you can't feel pain, but you can die. Wouldn't you almost become a hermit and terrified of everything? Because you're like, I don't know if I just nicked an artery and I'm gonna bleed out.
Right. I've always wondered that because like there are those people with that I don't know what it's called, but there is like something where there are people that don't feel pain, and there's been a bunch of movies where there's always like some bad guy, like, oh, you can stab himself, but like, but it is a real thing where there are people that either just don't or have a huge ability to withstand heavy amounts of pain, and so like for that, like I could see that, like because you don't know if you've broken something, you don't know if like you don't know because you don't really have that same feeling. Like that does have to be kind of like partly like kind of freeing. Like you don't live with certain types of fear, but on the other side, you could live in like immense fear because I'm not gonna know. Like even, yeah, that is. I guess it would be interesting just to see how people would react with that ability and that knowledge. Like I could see either way.
SIPA, congenital insensitivity to pain and anhidrosis. But like,
yeah.
But it's also they can only die in certain ways. Like if you cut my arm off, I'll bleed out. But
Right.
you could rip Buzz Lightyear.
But they don't bleed. So obviously because they don't bleed necessarily. So it's like, so yeah, you can rip their arm off because they're not bleeding though. So they're not like yeah, I could rip your arm off, and if I cauterize it real quick, you're fine. Like you're not fine, but you're gonna live.
So how can they die? Incineration.
So incineration, obviously, because you're melt them. I mean, it does. I do think like they could drown. It does seem like they need like at least some of them appear to need oxygen potentially. That's why like other things like seem to be bad. So it seems like potentially lack of oxygen.
I'm trying to think if they ever went underwater in anything.
I don't know. The parent expert left the room.
I know, right? Can the toys from Toy Story drown?
God, just the Google searches right now are just.
Well, just Googling it, and this is just Google, it says, the director of Toy Story 3, Lee Unkrich, reveals that Woody, Buzz, and other toys in the Toy Story universe can indeed die.
Well, yeah, we already knew that.
Right.
Like we've already established that they do have the ability to die. It's. I mean, I guess obviously it's just the way that we die now is you die of natural causes, just brought on by age.
For the toys?
No, I'm just saying like how do we die? We die of natural causes.
Christ.
But they don't.
So
But they
many
don't
ways.
age. So there is no cancer. There is no leukemia.
Is there?
There is.
Could they have mental retardation? Could they have cancer?
Well, you saw Sporky. I mean, obviously, there's zero indication in the movie that there's any type of illness. Like, so there's zero indication of illness. They don't age, so they're not going to die that way. And so, think about it: if you don't die from aging or illness, the only other ways you really would die is lack of oxygen, loss of blood, or burning. Because I mean, even drowning, because you could classify as lack of oxygen or whatever. But like, so as long as you have air to breathe and you're not burned to death. Essentially, they don't require sustenance. They don't require food or nourishment. So all the things that cause death in humans does not equate to them, aside from burning definitively. The oxygen thing, I think, is a thing for them.
But
I'm not 100% sure because
Etch-a-Sketch doesn't.
Right,
breathe.
there's certain things that wouldn't even need it.
RC.
Right. So would they require that, or would like melting? Because obviously, I mean, or is there a level of like there is a certain level of deformity that occurs, but is there a level of deformity that could occur that could strip them of their
like
ability
if you
to
break all their limbs off, they'll probably be fine. But if you shred them,
right? Like if I put it through a shredder, or if I crush it, if I just devour, like is that
because blowing them up was
right? That's a way. So I do think like there's probably a level of like. Once it's kind of lost its ability to maintain its previous self.
So that's freeing. It's going back to not feeling pain, but fearing death. If you know the only ways you can die.
If the only way you can die is, those are the only two specific ways you really could truly die, then at least you don't fear most things.
Yeah.
I mean, because like even like when they get obviously get tossed around, thrown hundreds of feet, and dropped out of the sky, and they're it's like even then it's like okay, ow, but they're fine. So because they're not crushed, they're not like devoured. So
I wonder if it goes down to the material. Like what is plastic
right
impervious to?
Right.
Like,
so like plastic, obviously. Well, I mean, any material theoretically is going to melt. So,
yeah. So melting seems to be the main way.
Anything is. But like, I mean, like if you're certain metals are very hard to crush. So like certain toys could be hard to. But
if you're a metal toy, will rusting kill you?
I guess that would go into that degeneration type of thing. Like if you get to a point where you no longer have the ability to function.
Like Play-Doh.
Because
what if Play-Doh is sentient in there and the cap's left off? Is that like
it dries?
Yeah. And you
that's terrifying. Right. All right. I don't know if Play-Doh would be something that would be I don't know.
Because you can make Play-Doh into something.
You could. I'm still creeped out by the whole fact that the things that they see and live through and allow to occur.
That is because you can think of so many different things where it's like, how do you not stop that?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I mean, you had to think at the same time, like, what would the world be like if they did?
Oh, shit.
So, like, I don't know if you've ever seen, there was a movie series called The Puppet Masters.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, my God.
Well, yeah. But, I mean, creepy as shit.
Yes.
I love those movies.
Yes.
Though.
So
but
good.
those, I mean, if anyone that hasn't seen it, they're dolls that essentially kill people in a whole variety of ways.
Because there was a puppet master and he made puppets.
But when he made them, they came to life and they killed him.
And he died.
He did. They killed him.
And someone else
I don't know, there's a bunch. It's been a long time since I've seen them, but they're creepy. And there's like one that's just like really strong. There's one that has like a drill for a head kind of thing. And
and then like, the spike eye.
Yeah, they're creepy.
Is that Frank?
Yeah. But so obviously there are worlds in which like they can and will do harm to humans. So would there what would happen if they? Obviously, what would happen if they did it in a malicious fashion? Obviously, you watch the movie Puppet Masters and you see exactly what would happen if they intentionally tried to harm humans.
Yeah.
But what would the world be like if they were our protectors? They did try to stand up for us and help us, like
because like you've got that dude who's like, I'm so depressed, I'm going to kill myself, and like the toy can
please don't do it. That probably would just be like that. Would like honestly, if you're contemplating it and then you look over and your little doll just like head turns and like, don't kill yourself. Like I would, like I would
absolutely kill myself.
Right. Like at that point, like that's the world sending you. Oh god. But it's just,
Oh my god. What about taxidermy?
oh. Those are animals though.
But they're turned into dolls. Kind of. I mean, you take a living creature
yeah,
and
but you
then
don't sit
stuff
there and
it.
play with
Oh, there
it,
are
though.
people that do that. I'm a little squirrel.
Oh, true. Oh, Jesus Christ.
You don't know what he does when you're not home.
But like, I mean,
right? You are right, because
not just a deer head on the wall. Oh my god, a deer head on the wall forever.
so if
Just watching.
so I mean, obviously we've established, at least theoretically, that it has to be a child that would do that. But yeah, I mean, if you give that to a child, like, hey,
Yeah.
here's your first squirrel you shot, and it's stuffed, and it's a little thing, and then the kid starts playing with it, like, I mean,
Our kid would do that.
You would.
most kids would. I mean, if you give any kid a
A dead animal.
they're gonna.
Oh, I took him to the pool store and there's a dead mom cardinal right in front of the door.
Dylan
Aw.
definitely would. Like they always like they get mad at Dylan. There's like a dead bird, something outside. Like, of course, Dylan's a freak, like poking at it. And like, so like, I mean, if he knew he wouldn't get in trouble for picking up and playing with it, he would. Like, he definitely would.
But
I could
like,
look up back and he's just like, fly, birdie, fly, just flapping it around.
pull the, like all the what's the that makes you happen when you can't rigor mortis? It's like pulling the wings apart.
Ooh, a boomerang. Sir, you know your kid's out back playing with a dead bird? It's okay.
In your head, you picture it so cool, and then in real life, it's just. It goes like 5 feet and just flops on the ground. But you're like, in your head.
I am picturing it like circling the house and coming back, and it's just like he's just like, yeah. In real life, it's actually just like it hits a car window. He's laying
So,
oh god.
you
Well,
took a living creature that had a soul, if you
Well-
believe in souls,
well,
killed it,
yeah.
turned it into a toy.
So let's live in the world of Toy Story though. Like
Okay.
just strictly in that world. There is no indication in there at all that it's anything outside of a child's toy. So there's no indication of it. Not to say that these things don't exist, but if we're strictly thinking in the world of Toy Story itself, and we don't go down these weird, creepy, dark tangents
Okay,
that our
no,
heads are
but
all going down.
You have to, because Toy Story 4 opened that up with Forky.
Right, but
He's a child's toy because she is a child and
but
she played with him.
She created the toy.
Hmm.
So with taxidermy, unless a child taxidermist,
Yeah, what if he's like, all right, son, you're going to be the 5th generation
right?
taxidermist.
So if you have an 8-year-old taxidermist out there, then theoretically you could have a couple of them, but obviously it wouldn't be like a rampant thing. Why?
Oh, it's all over your phone. Come on, man.
Why at this moment is he
Have
spitting
some
out his coffee?
self-control. I don't even know.
I don't even know what was said right now. It's like the one moment I wasn't expecting.
It's just that there's like 8 of them and they're not running rampant. Like
it's just a couple of them in this picture. Throughout the world, there's just a couple.
What? Wow.
that's his other authentic
Wow.
laugh besides the Winnie the Pooh.
I don't think I've seen him laugh this hard in a while. I really think I'm actually kind of worried about him right now. Look.
He can't breathe.
Oh.
Okay, save your phone.
Oh my god, his face is so red
Christ.
I just,
Here.
I just picture like 8 squirrel taxidermies across the world made by a kid.
Oh, I'm posting that. I'm posting that. He's just about to cry. Oh, that's great.
Squirrel. You know.
It's a squirrel.
You know
That was good. You know. Oh my gosh, this is.
You know the meme of that weird white monkey puppet thing?
What?
Should have taken a picture of that too.
Yeah, him doing the weird white monkey puppet. What's he talking about? White monkey
Meme
Gotta
white
look this up.
monkey cat thing.
Well, what is it?
I'm trying to get a picture of it. That thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like the little like capuchin type of monkey. Okay.
You're just so dismissive. You're like, okay, so there are a couple of those in the world. And I just picture a bunch of these retarded up squirrel taxidermy toys that are like, ah!
Well, but they can come to life like normal things.
But you're just like, okay, so there's just a couple of those.
No big deal.
Okay.
I mean, wow.
Okay.
Wow.
That was good.
Wow.
So,
Now as the blood returns to the rest of your body from your face.
but I did not mean this. Did I get you guys?
No.
That just hit me so hard.
He's sweating.
He's in pain right now. He's gonna go to work tomorrow, and his stomach and his whole core is gonna hurt from laughing so hard. It's like the reverse of throwing up. Instead, it's just he was laughing so hard, so this is all strained.
Like, man, you look like you worked out finally. Like, first off, finally, you.
No, the squirrels.
It was just so dismissive. She was just like, okay, so there's like a few of those, and they're just across the road, like just existing. Like in my head, I pictured like a global map and just like little, bloop, you know how they have like little balloons of like areas.
And here's the retarded squirrel. Here's everything else in the world, and then boop, retarded squirrel island.
And it's just
there's Snake Island, there's retarded squirrel island. No, that's funny.
My pants are wet.
Not from the spitting.
This phone's literally 2 days old.
You're bound to spit up on it eventually.
I think. But there's I think it's IPX bullshit. Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra in green, which is actually black.
Which, yeah, pisses me off that they call it green. It's not black, isn't it gray?
They call it green. Further away from me. So, I'm sorry about that.
That was awesome.
So there's just a few.
I mean, there's just a few. I mean, you're talking child taxidermists. I mean, there's only going to be a few. How many
fifth generation 8-year-old
I
Charles?
really
Exactly.
want to Google how many child taxidermists
You know,
there are.
it's funny because I guarantee somewhere in the South there is a like youth taxidermy like competition. Like there's like some national youth.
You're
So
very correct.
that I want to stay as far away from as possible.
Because those
Okay, I'm
things...
really scared. I pulled up child taxidermist, and the first link is Etsy, and it says child taxidermy. Check out our child taxidermy selection.
Oh God.
Wait, you can taxidermy your
Well,
kid?
is it children that are taxidermists, or is it children that have been
Oh, they're just like
taxidermied?
little. It's just like little stuffed animals that are made to look like mounts.
Oh,
Competition rules for the United Taxidermist Association.
This 9-year-old taxidermist is destined to be the next. Oh, so there is a child prodigy taxidermist.
The next, like, Cooter Van Schmitten.
Oh my
You're like,
god!
Cooter Van Schmitten?
Oh boy. Your reactions are only what's making this funny.
So it's not a retarded squirrel,
Oh
but
boy.
he made a derpy weasel.
That's awesome.
Is that Cooter Van Schmitten?
Yeah, whatever his name is, Peter Goddard.
Yeah, youth. So the youth is
No, his name's Angus.
yeah,
What?
12
Kid's name is
ages.
Angus.
So there's
Oh,
a
picture
youth. So
by
the youth
Peter
is 12
Goddard.
and under. So 12 and
His
under
name
would
is Angus.
qualify
Here's
though.
the derpy weasel he made.
Oh my god, and he looks like a child taxidermist. He does. Oh my god, he really does though. Like if I picture like a youth taxidermist, that's the kid. It's not. Most people are gonna picture like some little redneck guy, like oh look at him, he's got his coat, he's got overalls and no shirt and beer in his hand. He's 5 years old. No, that's the kid that would do it because that's the kid that 100% when he gets older is going to make people out of skin.
So, I'm just going to point
That
this
is the
out.
kid. That poor
This
kid.
is Jeffrey Dahmer as a child.
Like, that's what
Oh
I'm
my
saying.
God, it looks
That's
like
what I'm
him.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Is that's the exact. That's when I picture a child taxidermy
Jesus
prodigy.
Christ!
It's that.
It looks just like him.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
think about it. The first thing they say about like serial killers, and like, well, did they mutilate animals when they were a kid? Who better to mutilate an animal than a freaking child taxidermy prodigy?
We're going to get sued by the by the
What did we say his name?
United
Angus.
Taxidermists.
Oh yeah, we totally did. Sorry, Angus. You poor kid. Honestly, his parents did it to him. They named him Angus.
True. And that picture looks like it was taken with film.
He started collecting rocks and shells as well as looking
That's how it
after
starts.
his pet frog named Slippery.
Looking after him. Oh yeah, with rocks and shells. We know what he did is he murdered
Crushed.
Slippery, and then he didn't look after him. He
Watched him squish.
Yeah, he watched him squish and then reanimated his body.
Hello, my honey. Hello, baby. Hello, my rectangle.
Oh my god, some of these kids you see for this child taxidermy. I'm sorry, kids, but I mean, some of them just look like they're gonna. I don't know. I've always found taxidermy actually like legitimately be a very interesting thing.
Oh,
Because it's one of the things that people. All right, Frank's got something.
Uh-oh.
She's perking up.
I love to see the taxidermy this is his mom talking. I love to see the taxidermy he creates and the personality he gives the animals through the eyes of.
That's real.
There you go.
Holy fuck!
It's real. It's
Yep.
real. But it's fascinating because I think one of the things that people don't realize with taxidermy is that, at least in a lot of it, is that it's not. This isn't just like it isn't like a preservation. They are essentially skinning it and basically stretching it back over like something else.
Yeah, isn't it like the skin
It's yeah.
is like and the fur is the only real
Right,
thing? Like
yeah.
the body's styrofoam.
Well, yeah, because, like-
The eyes are fake. The
Yeah.
nose is fake. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of it. People don't realize that. People are like, oh, it's not a whole thing. Like you can't just like take. I mean, because like obviously, the meat, all that would start to rot. There's no way to preserve that truly long term. So,
Oh no.
oh god, no,
What?
I'm just thinking. Go ahead, finish.
no.
So we went taxidermy, but what if a kid does just pick up a dead animal and start playing with it? It's a toy now.
Now there's your derpy thing. Oh jeez.
Pet
Christ.
Cemetery.
Yeah, it's essentially a zombie.
So now zombies exist in the Toy Story
Well, hold on
universe.
now. We have loosely established, not definitively though, that they don't require. It's not like they need to go eat other things to survive. So they're not zombies in that regard.
True.
More so, just as with taxidermy, they're reanimated. They just don't look good. They're the ugly ones. The taxidermy. So
The Uggos of the
they're,
toy
they're
world.
they are the Uggos. They're the ones with like, look at you with your bent wing, and your
But at a
missing
certain
eyeballs and your
point-
broken beak.
At a certain point, they do degrade, so they're not immortal. Even
Or
though
do
they're
they keep
already
going?
dead,
I guess it
they're
depends
now
on-
alive and reanimated through a child's eyes, and they will eventually also die again.
I suppose it would depend on how far gone they are. Like, is it like a fresh death, fresh kill, and like, you know, like a kid just bashed it and it's just like playing with it like a doll, or is it like, hey, it's been rotting and it's essentially just a pile of bones?
Oh wow.
So, but even then, though, like you think about the toys, there's also, but I mean, but we did discuss earlier that, you know, obviously, like through some
Good,
type of like at some point there is just too far gone. So,
Did Andy end up having a kid?
I think so. I think there is. I think one of the movies at some point. I mean, it's like the whole universe. I want to say at some point there's something supposed to be
Or
established.
who got Woody and stuff after Andy?
Nobody did.
Bonnie did.
Bonnie did, and then he ran away.
What if
and then Woody is a free toy now.
what if Bonnie's being babysat by Grandma?
Grandma dies, and Bonnie's just like, "My grandma, don't die," and like
Yeah.
playing with her, and like, you know,
Yeah,
like
because she doesn't understand
Yeah.
death.
right. Oh, that's so sad. Oh, but that's God.
Because she's a toy now.
I don't want to
Okay,
do.
I don't even think that our little one would.
I don't want to do the.
You
Play
don't
with
think
your
that
dead
our
body.
little one? He tried to play with a dead bird.
So I'm
Did
gonna-
he
Wait,
really
why is
try
it
to
my
play
dead
with it?
body?
so
Why not?
again, I'm not gonna. So I have to do the dismissive thing, but I mean that's not gonna occur that many times. There's only gonna be maybe a handful of those. I mean, we just gotta be. Is it gonna happen? It probably.
There's
has
only
happened.
going to be 2 zombies.
It's probably happened, but there probably is 1 or 2 zombie people out there. But that's got to be weird as shit. that legit has to be weird as
Larry
shit.
King was babysitting his
Oh,
kid.
God. But think about that one for a minute, though. So all the toys and stuff, yeah, it's easy to just fall over and pretend like you don't move. But a fucking dead grandma, she can't just go limp and pretend like she's not moving. Like that's a whole other story.
Mom comes home, she's like,
Just falls on the floor like she wasn't getting played with, you know. Mom gets up and she tries to like she can't just like shuffle out of the room. She turns around, there's a dead body missing. Like that's gonna be fucked up. Like that got crazy. Like that's gotta be like they're gonna have to just run off into the woods and live, because if not, like, it's gonna.
That's how Bigfoots are.
So I have to wonder, all these random people that we meet in the woods, like we go hunting and like we meet these random guys.
So, like, who are we meeting?
No.
in the woods?
Well, that time you didn't come with me. But like when we see random hunters and stuff, are they actually hunters, or are these zombie people that are there just because they have nowhere else to live?
Maybe that guy that wasn't wearing orange was his buddy's
Maybe
Woody.
that was like his toy, but his toys, well,
Maybe it was a sex toy.
to each his own.
That's why I didn't have orange on, because he was like, shoot him.
Right, he can't die.
Just more holes.
Jesus Christ.
Unbelievable. Oh, that got fucked up. Oh, so Toy Story, hey?
Copperline Apparel.
Carolina Apparel. Wow, what a weird topic. That got really weird.
Dude, we wanted to say all of this, but the kid was there. Frank's face right now is just so sad. And
What's
grossed out.
because it got deeper and weirder, and I think than she thought. That's what she said.
That's what our sex life is like.
No, that's what you wish it was like.
Is this the face that
Aw.
she? Is this the weird, like, distraught look that she makes? Like, just, I mean, she's like literally questioning her existence right now.
I'm like, did you get yours? And she's like, sure.
Get my what? Like, I don't even know what just
I
happened.
was supposed to get something?
Oh, I thought you just bumped into me. Jeez.
Deep inside joke.
Not really.
I thought you just sneezed. Oh.
I'll tell you that later, or will we?
No, wait, I don't
What's-
think. No, I don't know. I don't.
I'll tell you later.
There's a curiosity, but I kind of don't think I want to know more.
It's
Oh,
yeah,
Yeah.
don't worry about it.
probably just not. No. I like y'all, but there's a line.
No, there isn't.
There is. We haven't quite crossed it yet, but
What if they made?
oh Jesus, he's going there.
He's not.
I oh good. What if they made?
Or I
what?
will kill him and make him my toy.
Oh,
I was just thinking about Spoony, Forky,
Forky.
Forky. That's a tough concept. He wanted to die.
yeah.
He wanted to go back to trash. but he also knew to stop.
Yeah. Well,
He
so,
learned to stop.
But in the same thing, he was alive. How many things do kids make and play with just like him in school and in other places that we don't see alive? I mean, every other kid in that class did the same thing. They all were making
Holy
some type of. Why is he the only one? So is it only certain children?
Because she was
that
lonely
harness
and
the-
needed a friend.
So it's more. So it's all bred out of a need, not in not
Out of
just,
an emotional necessity.
so out of-
That's really deep and sad.
Okay.
hmm.
Does that mean that in normal circumstances, the toys that Sid demolished and mutilated would have died, but because he had that emotional need to create a new life, that he was actually
Creating.
like if Andy just randomly broke the toys, they would die. But he needed that.
But it's odd because like Andy and his sister both seem like fairly normal children.
Right.
Like they have friends, like they seem fairly well adjusted. I mean, obviously Andy's got a very good imagination, but like he's got, he has like, the whole start with this whole big birthday party, and he's obviously got this other side. So, I mean, Sid I could understand because he had this almost like godlike concept where he needed to create an end and manipulate life.
like
so.
Andy didn't create, he just took like already created toys.
But did he though? So how did he get those toys? Like some were not already like think about like Buzz was gifted directly to him. So like Woody's different because Woody's an old. Like we've established Woody's an old toy. So Woody was like a found thing. He just ended up with Andy, and then somehow became so attached to Andy, even though he'd obviously already been alive for many years. Which is what's odd that he doesn't really remember his past life.
well, what was the redheaded one?
Jesse.
Jesse.
She had a girl.
Yeah. So she had that. So obviously, so she came from somewhere. But like I said, but when you think of like the Buzz concept, like he was from the box, from the factory. So it wasn't like he was created out of somebody else's necessity. He came to life. If we're going down that road, out of Andy. So maybe Andy does have some innate need. I mean, he does have a very creative. I mean, not like I've noticed this even with my kids. Like Addie's got this amazing imagination. Like the kid, she can just sing and play and everything in her little head. Like I couldn't do that as a kid. That was not me. Like if I could build stuff. Like I love
sitting in the corner.
I just didn't do the same thing. Like if I built something with Lego, some kids would like build a Lego thing and then play with it. Like I would build it, then I'd break it and build it again. Then I'd break it and build it again. Then break it and build it. Like I didn't sit there. Like I didn't play with my toys. I would create something and then move on to the next thing. So she could still sit there with like a Barbie doll and just like have this whole scene play out in her head and all these different things. And
like Andy,
right,
that's
like
what they
Andy
would do with
does.
these
So.
scenes. In the movie with when they meet the redheaded thing,
Yeah.
Jesse, I think it was that one. They went into the toy store, the toy barn, and another Buzz came out of the package.
Yeah.
No kid took them out.
Right.
So they're all sentient, just wait like the Matrix, like in that gel pod, just waiting to.
I guess.
Or did Buzz? Can the toys create other toys?
Well, we kind of touched on that. I don't know that they could. we see no evidence that they can. But obviously, we're not doing like a factual.
I don't
basis.
think that the toys themselves have an emotional need for other toys.
But
their emotional need is for human children attention.
Well, not
And
necessarily though, but
The
like
potatoes.
love, like you know, like they're like they have an attachment and a need for each other. So there is and can be an emotional component to them involving other toys.
Like, what if Bo Peep lost one of her sheep? Wasn't that like part of the whole point of the rhyme? Wasn't that a?
Yes.
Oh, but they were like a 3-headed monster.
What?
Well, no, they were 3 different sheep. Oh, wait, you're right. They were 3-headed sheep.
Yeah, it was like a fluffy
Yeah.
thing. But like, say they weren't this
Yeah.
horrible mutant. Like, like if she lost one, would she be sad?
She was. It already happened in the movie. God damn it! Watch the fucking movie
Oh.
before you have this conversation.
She lost the sheep.
She lost the sheep.
He's gonna
and
go back
she was
and-
very sad, and Woody had to help her find them.
Oh, she got him back though.
Yes.
Okay.
He's gonna watch the movies and be like, "Holy shit, we gotta have a podcast episode about this."
Okay, so there's a few. Of them.
so they. But I mean, I think we lose these habits. They can't create, but they do have an emotional attachment. I mean, we see no evidence that they create, but
I'm so tired. Like my brain.
well, I feel
don't-
like we're going around in a circle at this point, though. Like
we're at a hour 43. I think that's a solid fucking episode.
it's. I mean,
That was possibly the greatest one we've done.
it was amazing. I mean, it's so deep and it's so
I really
dark
wanted to talk
and
about this.
it's terrifying, but I mean, the thought that it could be a reality is what's so terrifying, because in the movie they establish that this world can exist in which humans don't realize that it exists. And I mean, we've all been there where, like, you know, you're walking in, like, you kind of feel like something's watching you or something weird. Like,
Mhm.
so I was like, could you just imagine, like, this is surely the case? Like, these things are living. Like, this is a world within our world, and somehow these Toy Story creators unlocked it. Somebody had the secret. Or it could be like, you ever watched oh god. Oh, what's it called? The Ted Danson, the movie about where like they're all in
When
heaven.
he kicks the
Yeah, where he kicks the dog.
Oh, I was gonna say he kicks the trash compactor and he joins the Philadelphia Eagles or something.
No.
Do you know what I'm talking
You're talking about
about?
Tony Danza. I said Ted Danson.
Oh.
Tony, you're talking about no.
The
Oh
super
god,
kicker from
it's
Philadelphia.
got Kristen Bell in it, or wherever, where it's like she's like she dies and goes to heaven, and yes,
The Good Place.
Yes, The Good Place.
Yes.
So have you watched? The
Yeah,
Good Place?
we liked it a lot
Yeah,
until
but-
like the 15th
But
season.
but like when you, it got like weird at the
Yeah.
end though, because like I mean obviously they had to go somewhere, but remember like it was
Hell.
just like, you know, but they're kind of like the whole concept of it. They're like, well, other than like Jerry, and it was like some stone dude who like figured it out, and it was just like basically he got really high on LSD one day and just like rambled and actually
Cracked it.
understood accurately the way that heaven actually works and the afterlife works. And then like remember then they go and see him and he's like some like he's like paranoid, living off the grid, like trying to only do like absolutely perfect things, like leaving zero carbon footprint and stuff, because he did figure it out. He's like, well, this is how I have to live. So he went from like some stoner kid to like some like freak, like living. It's just,
That's awesome.
but it's just funny because like this guy, like some random stoner dude, like cracked the code. So some random film producer, some writer cracked the code and
unlocked toys.
he unlocked the secret, and you know, toys everywhere are like cursing him, and he's probably hunted by them because he keeps making movies. Like, stop talking about it. Let us live our life in peace, you creepy.
Does that mean like every time you make a paper bag doll?
Who makes paper
Well, like,
bag dolls?
Well, we all did. Remember,
Our
like with your
kid
hand, like
did.
little puppet things.
Oh,
But we've established that not all things created
True.
that turn into life. So only, I said, Y-Fork is odd, but not everything is. So certain things do. Many truthful toys do come to life.
Truthful?
Well, like actual toys, like
Oh, right.
paper doll, like paper, like, so most things that are meant to be toys like that's what they were created for are toys. Other things that are just used in a playful manner don't necessarily come to life. So those are the ones where it could be more about necessity. Like a toy that's created because, hey, we're gonna make this for you, but when a kid makes something out of need, then that's when I don't know.
What was Plank from Ed, Ed and Eddie? Didn't they figure out that it was alive? Like, didn't they? Did you ever watch Ed, Ed and Eddie?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Oh
that
my
was
God.
a good. Was that was Cartoon Network?
Yes.
It was just one of the Cartoon Network things, but there was this weird. What was the kid's name? Jimmy.
Jimmy.
I think it was Jimmy, and he just had a plank of wood. Didn't he draw eyes
Yeah,
on it
he
with a
drew
Sharpie?
eyes on it and a smiley face, and he named it Plank.
And it was just his best friend, and he walked around. And I think there were certain points where I think they alluded that it was
Yes.
alive.
I'm remembering. And that Jimmy was a sad, lonely kid.
Right.
Holy shit.
He was awkward and
I mean, but like I said, like with the Buzz thing,
Isolated.
like Buzz is alone. Maybe that other Buzz came to life because he felt that he had the need for something. So maybe
For speed.
maybe other toys could create. Maybe it really truly is based off of loneliness. But then if that was the case, every sex doll would be alive.
Yep. It always comes back to
Why?
sex. So
always
many
comes back
clips.
quite literally.
Wait a minute.
Oh shit.
So wouldn't the lamp that Bo Peep was a part of be alive? She was a lamp. Remember?
What?
Bo Peep was a lamp. Wasn't Bo Peep a lamp?
And they just broke her off of it?
Toy Story Bo Peep lamp. Not amp. Lamp. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, she was a lamp.
That's
What?
the one thing he remembers.
She was hot.
Was
Let
she?
me see.
What? Oh Jesus! The things he will do in front of dolls.
She was a lamp.
Well, no, that is a Bo Peep lamp.
No, but like
Show me a clip from the movie that shows that. Not like, oh, here's a Bo Peep. Yeah, I can look up any. Well, let me see a Woody lamp. Let me see a Jesse lamp.
Woody lamp. No. Search history ruined. Yeah, I think that was a scene. That's when she was in the collector's building.
Okay.
What?
She was a lamp.
Dude, it says Bo Peep was originally part of a lamp and wasn't supposed to be played with at all. Bo Peep's inclusion in Andy's gang shows that
No.
anything can be a toy with the right amount of imagination.
Yeah, so it does establish. So it does establish though that the right amount. So there's the word, the right amount of imagination. So if a kid has a creative enough nature, they can create life. But then why are the other toys? Why do other toys that aren't involved with a child come to life? So that's the key though. So if right amount of imagination, yes. So does that mean that, well, I guess you could make the claim that like Buzz has a childlike imagination. The fact that his belief in himself and what he is, he has almost like what you're saying, like what if you have like the mental capacity, like you have, like not to say Buzz is retarded, but I mean, I love you, Tim Allen, but I mean, let's be honest, the character is a little.
Did he still think he was real at that point, or was he a toy?
I think at that point he already knew that he wasn't, because he really only believed he was real. Well, he did it. Obviously, the first movie he did. By the end of the first movie, he'd come to terms with the fact that he wasn't.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But he did have different moments where he would be like, "But am I?"
I was just thinking, like, if he was still in the mindset that he was real, and he thought he found his brothers.
But I think when you watch the whole movie, even once he realized he was a quote unquote toy, he still always had this more like animated belief in what he could do. And I think he did still have a very active imagination. Like Woody was very realistic, who he is, what he can accomplish. Buzz always still was kind of just like, well, I can fly. F you guys, I got wings.
So in all that time that he, like, it was like weeks and months that he thought he was a space ranger, why did he never try to poop?
Well, they don't eat.
But he thought he was human.
Yeah, but they don't eat. If you don't eat, you don't have to poop. Why are you going to try if you don't have to?
Okay, but who says he didn't try to poop?
That is
Yeah,
true.
what
We
if he
didn't
tried-
see everything that they
He
did.
may have killed some of those
we
barrel
have
monkeys.
no idea what they did behind closed doors. We only see what
Maybe
they
they did
want
eat.
us to see.
Yeah, sexy.
So-
Wait, what?
What?
Is that where we're going?
No, you're talking
Oh.
about like him pooping. What the fuck? I'm saying like they don't show like bathroom scenes. Like I didn't like it doesn't show like Woody walking out with like a newspaper under his arm. Don't go in there, guys. It smells like cow poo. Like no, like you're wow.
But like they. Oh man, that got way
This
deeper.
discussion's too deep. It's just too much.
But there's so much to it. I feel like we're unraveling it though. Like we're finally
We're figuring it out.
understanding.
Should we like continue this on the next one as like a?
Finally. I kind of feel like we could rant about this for like a month straight.
Yeah.
Because we are going in a circle, but we keep like every time we circle back, we like take a step up, and then we take a step. Like,
Yeah. Wait a minute. There was a dog that was completely.
animals can see them.
yeah,
Animals can, yes.
yeah.
So they
'Cause
only
animals
from
can't
humans.
talk to people and
Yeah,
tell
only
them.
only humans are the ones that react to them.
But would they do that with like a monkey? Because a monkey could
They-
like
Yeah.
like sign language and be like, they're fucking alive.
Yes, the human's going to be like the
Monkeys
monkey
do not sign language to people unless you teach them to.
Okay, so they give a toy to a monkey in a zoo that they taught.
And they sign the monkey and say,
Amy.
"Let me know if it's alive."
And the monkey signs, "My toy doll's alive." They're gonna be like, "Oh my god!" Like they're probably gonna be like, "All right, there's something wrong with your monkey."
They're gonna be like, "This monkey is fucking stupid."
Dissector.
I mean, like he threw shit at me 2 minutes ago. Let me believe everything that he says now. Like I think they're gonna like dismiss some of
he's
what
jerking off right now.
Right. I'm sorry, Frank.
What was Congo when they had Amy or
Oh
something?
yeah.
Had the machine. It was like
Mm.
Amy scared. Toys alive. But like,
Well, yeah. I mean, that would be interesting.
or if it was freaking Raven, because ravens can talk. They're like, ho 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 ho. Toys alive.
Yes, that's exactly what they sound like. So,
No.
It
They are.
is.
like ha ha ha, they're alive.
Well, they don't say. Well, I mean, they probably could. We'll send you some videos. Like ravens.
Well, I know they actually can they're like better than parrots. Like,
Yeah. They're ho 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 ho.
What else? What other noise do they make?
I know kookaburras.
Pop, 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 pop,
Pop, pop, pop, pop, pop.
pop, pop.
Do yourselves a favor. Google or YouTube search ravens talking kookaburra bird
and taxidermists, youth
taxidermist.
taxidermists.
And who's that really hot chick that plays golf and has a OnlyFans?
What?
Yep. Right. Well, I'll tell you later. Hot chick, boobies, golf. I'm so
Boobies.
good at
He couldn't just
Google.
type like golf only, like hot chick boobies golf.
I can't think of her name. What is that?
Is this what you
fat
do?
female? Who wants to?
Is this what he spends all your money on?
Anyone? I have my own money.
I don't let him have my money for this purpose.
Where'd your overtime money go, Jono? OnlyFans.
ugh.
I hope
Plays
not.
golf and has only fans.
Thought he was gonna say and has boobies.
Boobies.
Most popular female golfers who joined OnlyFans. Not you.
The fact that it's taking him long enough to find this. You didn't have the link saved. It's not in like your art. It probably didn't pop up in like your Google search history.
No.
I don't.
I mean, even if
care.
you say your name, I don't know. I don't know that many.
I think
I
I've
don't-
sent
I don't-
you videos.
You've
TikTok,
not sent me videos.
golf.
I don't think. I
Girl.
don't know. I don't look at if it was a YouTube. I don't look at half of your videos.
There she is. What's your name? What's your name? Grace Charis.
Okay, I have no idea who that is.
Follow her TikTok.
What's her name? Grace.
Charis. CHARIS. You're welcome.
ISSE.
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
You're welcome.
Okay. I know that there's a girl that Kelly follows. Oh, Jesus Christ. So I type in Grace Cheris, and then I hit pictures, and that's the first picture that pops up. Why?
Ooh.
Why?
Ooh.
Why?
That's definitely not her.
I hope it's not. I'm definitely not. I'm just closing that link. Jesus Christ.
So just definitely
No, thank you.
TikTok.
No, thank you.
It's well worth
No,
it.
thank you. There's some girl that Kelly follows on TikTok that was like a porn star or something. She's actually really funny.
Porn stars can be funny.
I forget what her name is, but she's, I don't know. She sent me a couple of like her TikToks, and she.
Frank's just like, I hate you guys. Copperline Apparel.
You will not find any taxidermied animals on there, but you will find awesome clothing
And
hats.
maybe in the future, sexy cable guy calendars.
Maybe
You couldn't see me quotationing sexy.
it could be fun.
Satirically sexy.
What are you saying that
Satirically.
none of us are sexy?
Satirically sexy.
If you like dad bod and let go dad bod,
Let go. If you like dad bod and something that used to be dad bod, but now it's like extra
dad bod.
dad bod with like a side of dad bod that drank an extra milkshake before taking the
And
pictures.
then went to hosses.
It's not raining. He's just sweaty.
Oh. But Copperline Apparel.
Carolina Pear.
Send us your truck talks. We got to get more truck
Yeah, we
talks.
do.
Real quick, eventually I want to talk about, I had to do a job outside of a not a VA. What are posts? Like a military veteran post?
Like a base, or what are we talking about?
Like a clubhouse? I don't really know what they are, so sorry to any military
What do you mean
people.
a clubhouse? Like
You
thinking like an AMVETS or something?
yeah. Or like a moose lodge, like all of those.
Right. Okay.
It said like post 222.
Yeah,
or
so it was
something.
so it's like an AMVET. They call them posts, so it's like an AMVETS or something. Yeah, or like a Legion or something.
Yeah, Legion. That's the word I was
Okay.
looking for. We are Legion. Oh no, I have 58 seconds to talk, and then we hit 2 hours. Why don't we make like a cable guy bar? Cops have them, firefighters have them.
We could put feelers out there. I don't know if we'd have enough. We could make one and maybe just like market to cable guys, but it couldn't be cable guy specific. It would just be Jason Cloud outside doing donuts and just
like someone not in a cable would come up and they're our only customer. Like, get the fuck out of here!
If you don't have a barrel in your pocket, you can't get a drink.
Oh, I don't have it.
I don't have one either. I got one in the truck, I'm sure. But anyways,
CopperlineApparel.com. Right, Franny?
Yes.
Can you say it in your baby voice? No, I'm
No,
kidding.
that's-
That's really weird.
dude, what
Please
gosh.
don't ever say that.
It wasn't a
again.
sexual thing.
I mean, the way you said it sounded that way.
Oh, did it? I'm sorry. Oh, 2 hours. Bye.
Hey guys, this is Jono from Stories and Stogies, as you know since you downloaded this episode. This current episode is called Googly Eyes, and it was from an old podcast that you guys will hear. It was Cable Connection that Paul and Webb and I did. Webb was out for this day, and my wife Frances joined us, and we just kind of rambled about Toy Story and how kind of messed up it could be. So we thought it would be a fun movie-related episode to toss in for you guys. It's one of our favorites. You'll notice us talk about CopperlineApparel.com. That no longer exists. We're getting put up on Amazon. It's in the works. And kind of any news or stuff that you hear, remember this is an old podcast, so it might not be relevant, but we really hope you enjoy. And I used to bleep out curse words, and it was a lot of work, but I kind of liked it. But on this new podcast, we just kind of let it go. Hopefully you kind of think the bleeps are funny, but enjoy the podcast. And again, this is an old one, so not everything's relevant, but we think it's pretty good, and we hope you enjoy. Bye.